Hello everyone, my name is Jesse O'Reilly, and on behalf of the Center for Global Engagement, I want to congratulate you on completing your degree. I know this is a really tough time right now, but we hope that you can find some time and space to celebrate, and we're here to help in that celebration with doing a fun food demo here for a fancy dessert. Today we're going to show you how to make a Japanese treat called Shibuya Toast. It is from the Shibuya district of Tokyo, and it is just a really fun dessert to make. To start off here, you're going to need a loaf of bread. I've got this home-style white bread from Publix. You need a whole loaf uncut. For this recipe, I'm going to go with the theme of strawberries and chocolate. So I've got strawberries cut 3 different ways. I've got some sliced, some quartered, and then some fanned out. To do the fan, you leave the stem intact and you just do thin slices, and then you just spread it out so it'll be a nice fan. It's a really nice garnish. I have some strawberry mochi I picked up from the Asian store. This is a soft, kind of heavy marshmallow-like consistency. And this one's strawberry flavored. They come in many different flavors. I have some chocolate mushroom cookies, which are really delicious. Those are from the Asian store. These are all little Japanese treats here. And then this is matcha cookies filled with some kind of like matcha filling too. Chocolate syrup, honey, and then Pocky sticks. They got all kinds of flavors of these. I just got the original chocolate and little biscuit stick. So those are going to be my fillings and kind of toppings for this. The base is going to be the bread. And so I'm going to show you how to get the bread set up here, and we're going to go through this whole recipe. All right, so you're going to need a thin, sharp knife, or a thin serrated knife would work well too. You're going to cut around the edge, the inside edge of the loaf of bread here. I got this bread from Publix Bakery, and oftentimes they will have uncut loaves of bread like this. But you can find any kind of fresh bakery will have nice bread like this. You want it to be square shaped so it will stand up straight like this. This one's kind of rounded on the top, but if you can get a square topped one too, that's probably even better. But I want to tell you, I did try the brioche loaf, and that one is just too rich and it was too soft, so it kind of fell apart when we baked it. When you bake it, you want it to kind of toast up and become a vessel for all your fillings and toppings. All right, so that looks like that's pretty loose. I'm gonna come down here, Laura. We're gonna cut a little, just one cut through there at the bottom, and that'll help us pull this out. All right, so we have one nice chunk of bread that comes out. Here, actually, let me grab a serrated knife for this one. We're gonna cut this into large croutons. And you want to be gentle with this bread, it's very soft. So some large croutons. These extra large ones, these are going to be cut in half here. All right, so the name of this dessert, Shibuya, comes from the area in Tokyo, and a lot of you may have seen the picture of Shibuya crossing. It's an iconic photo where there's all these crosswalk paintings on the ground there, and there's one diagonal and all the traffic stops and everybody crosses over. It's really crazy. It's a very busy area of Tokyo, and so this is where that's from. It's served in karaoke bars, coffee shops. It's a really kind of famous dessert there, and it's spread around to different Asian countries. People make it in different ways with different ingredients. So if you go to a place and order it, you get to pick what toppings and fillings you want. You can put almonds, you can put walnuts, you can put caramel sauce, you can do mango. It's kind of the sky's the limit into how you can prepare this and all the different fillings you can add to it. This is the basic way you're going to set up the toast. You want a half a stick of softened butter, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, Oh, that doesn't want to come out of there. It's nice and soft, good. And then you're going to mash this together. Oops. Let me get that sugar back in the bowl there. I lost some of my sugar. This probably isn't the best bowl to do this in. You can also use a fork, but as long as you get the brown sugar and the butter mixed together, that's all that really matters here. All right, there we go, that's perfect. All right, to this, we're just gonna add a little splash of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix that in. Now this butter is gonna help toast up the bread, and the brown sugar is gonna give it a nice kind of sugar crust. You get that little bit of aromatic and little flavor from that vanilla. It's gonna, just like this, just the toast with the butter is really good. All right, so here, just gonna get some of that soft butter, and you're gonna spread it around the edge. This top part really needs to get pretty crispy and firm, so it's like an architectural base for all your toppings. We're gonna fill the inside, and then we're gonna load the toppings on top too, so it really becomes a decorative kind of high dessert here. All right, so then we're gonna take this butter, we're gonna spread it on the inside. It doesn't have to be very thick. We just want a nice kind of thinnish coating. You do not need to coat the bottom. The butter will kind of melt down and coat the bottom there. We can do a little light coating on the outside. And the outside will get nice and crispy. You want to reserve some of your butter. You don't want to use all of your butter for this piece, because we're also going to butter up the croutons that we cut up. And so they need some butter too. Okay. All right, so that's good enough. We're going to move this over to our baking sheet. And then let's move these over to our baking sheet. Put it all back over here. All right, so for the croutons, we're just going to do a little spread of butter on top of each one. This is going to go into an oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes until all this stuff is golden brown. You don't want it baked through so it's hard. You want it definitely tender and soft bread with a crispy, lightly browned crust. And then after this comes out of the oven, you're gonna let it sit for, I don't know, about 10-15 minutes until it's at least room temperature. The different fillings we're gonna add in, we're gonna add whipped cream and ice cream, and we don't want this to be hot because it'll just really make it melt faster, and then you won't have as much time to take pictures and gather everybody around to enjoy it before it melts. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven 350. We're gonna keep an eye on it. And while that's happening, I'm gonna clean up my workstation. And you at home, while you're making this, you can get your strawberries together and get all of your ingredients together, so you'll be ready to assemble it and serve it as soon as it's cooled. All right, so here I've made one in advance. So this is the final product here. It's nice and crispy brown on the outside. We have a nice open cavity to fill with all these different ingredients. Usually we make this dessert at our international coffee hour, and we'll serve it for 200 to 300 people. And so what we do is we just do slices of bread. So if you don't have a crowd that you're trying to serve, that you're home with, you can just do a slice of nice bread, spread it with the butter, and build on top of that. And you get all the same flavors. It's not quite as magnificent, but it's still delicious and a lot of fun. You can still make it look really cool. And so we are going to go through the motions here. These are some other croutons that I made earlier. So this is the croutons, and we're going to use those to fill the inside here. So we're going to start with a couple croutons in the bottom, and then we're going to use our quartered strawberries. Actually, this crouton, let's break this one in half. There we go. We're going to break that one in half. That's a little much. All right, so we're going to do some strawberries in the bottom, some croutons, and you want to stuff it in there and get it really filled in. We can add different things. We're going to put some of these matcha cookies. Matcha is a ground green tea from Japan. We can put some of those in there. We can put some more of the strawberries. Sometimes we put ice cream in here with the filling too. Today we're just going to put the ice cream on the top. It's really up to you. You can use your own creativity and, you know, flavor profiles that you like to make this very personalized. Okay, there we go. So pushing that in. I'm going to put a couple of the mochis in there too. That's kind of fun to run into. A couple more crusty things. A couple more strawberries. Just keep layering it all the way up to the top. And we're going to do some strawberries here too. Maybe a couple more matcha cookies. So one of these, once it's done, will really serve 4 to 6 people. It is a large dessert. So and it doesn't, once you make it, you can't really save it. It's like you make it and you got to eat it. So you want to have everybody ready that's gonna eat it together, or you make individual portions. All right, so that's all the croutons we're gonna use there. Let's move this out of the way. All right, so now we kind of get into the architectural part of this, and we're gonna switch it on to a fancy plate. You can use any type of plate, any kind of fancy plate you got. If you just have a white plate, that works too. I happen to have this fancy plate, so that I'm gonna use it. Because at the end of this, I'm gonna take pictures and I'm gonna post it online and share it with people, show it off, and hopefully get a lot of oohs and ahs and likes and all that. So from here, we've got sliced strawberries. Actually, hold on, jumping ahead a little bit. We've got, at this point, we're gonna take some honey and we're gonna start drizzling some honey. So we're just gonna keep it mainly over that fillings in the cavity, and we're just gonna drizzle some in there. We can get a little bit over the sides. We're gonna put more on the sides later, so we don't wanna do too much of that quite yet. And then we can do some of this chocolate sauce. Whoa, yes. Chocolate sauce is running. Put a little chocolate sauce on there now too. Okay, so from here we're gonna start our architectural kind of base, and we're gonna use our sliced strawberries, and we're gonna come around the edge here. We're gonna use our biggest pieces first. We're gonna build on top of them. From here, we're gonna add whipped cream and ice cream. And then these strawberries are kind of gonna be the platform for all that. So we want it to kind of be a flat surface here, or kind of like a cupped surface, so things will go down, kind of flow down into the middle of our toast. All right, here we go. That's pretty good. You can always add more strawberries. This is what I got here today. I used about a pint. I could take some of my fanned ones. I'll save the fanned ones for the, actually, no, I'm gonna add some more on here. It needs a little more structure, I think. Okay. Here we go. All right. So that's our strawberries. I'm going to pull out some whipped cream now. You can use canned whipped cream. You can use Cool Whip. I whipped some of this fresh here, but any of that would work fine. So we're going to do a little whipped cream. Okay. And now we're going to bring in some ice cream. And the ice cream is going to go on top of this whipped cream. I've just got plain vanilla ice cream, but you can use whatever flavor you like. Okay. I'm going to use about 3 scoops here. Things are going to start oozing here momentarily. Once you get the ice cream on, you got to move pretty quick because things will start to melt and shift. I'm going to arrange the strawberries, make sure they don't fall here. Just tuck them in a little bit. Okay. We can just kind of mound some ice cream up on top here. Nice ice cream mound there. My ice cream is pretty soft, so it's not staying in its ball shapes, but that's all right. We can work with that. So we're going to use the rest of our ingredients here to do some more decorating. The Pocky sticks are going to give you height, and so we're going to look to also use that as a way to prop up the ice cream if it seems to be sliding in one direction. We can do one at a time. You just poke them through. I like to keep them together in like 3 or 4 pieces. There we go. You can also use the Pocky sticks. You could do more if you want. It's really up to you and the way you want to design it. And we can do our strawberry, and then you use the Pocky stick to kind of support it slightly there. And then we've got some other little decorations here. We can, everything that's on the inside, we can put a couple on the outside here. Got the little panda matcha cookie. And then these little mushroom guys are just fun. We can stick them in, get the chocolate, kind of hold that ice cream up there a little bit. We can put this cookie somewhere else maybe. There we go. So you just kind of have fun with it, and it helps if you kind of think through your design ahead of time, because once this ice cream is on, it does start melting. So we can also put a double fan. We can put 2 of these on here. All right, keep it up. There we go. And uh-oh, lost a couple strawberries there. So if something falls, it's not a big deal. Just kind of tuck it back in, grab a little paper towel and wipe it up. And then we can put a couple more little cookies on top here. Stick with the light colors here. And a little mochi here. A little mochi there. I'm in the going the direction of loading up the top as much as possible. Some people are minimalist, and that's fine. You can use all types of things. I've heard people using Captain Crunch, Twizzlers. You can go American candy. You can get all this kind of stuff from Publix that you can find, and just your favorite candies that you like. You don't have to use these Asian candies and cookies. All right, so then the final part here is we're going to do a little more chocolate sauce. This chocolate sauce is runny. So we're just going to go over the whole thing here. A little cross. And then you do a final touch with the honey. So we can get very specific about where our chocolate sauce is going to go. For our picture, we can just kind of get a nice drizzle down here. Go a little heavy on it. Oh, now it's going the other direction. There we go. Get some nice syrup runs here and you get your picture. Yes. So yes, this is Shibuya Honey Toast from Shibuya, Japan. Also goes by brick toast or honey toast if you're looking for it online. There's lots of different Instagrams of this and YouTube videos on how to make it. And so yeah, you can look up different stuff and get creative. If you have fun today checking out our recipe for honey toast, please check us out for our virtual coffee hour. We're online now, presenting with cultural groups and doing little cooking demos. Check out the CGE website. And you sign up there and we send you the Zoom link. Yeah, congratulations. I hope you all have a great celebration. And I'll give you a 360 turn of this. You can see the backside. It's falling down a little bit, but that's all right. Once it's set up now, you want it to go out and eat it straight away.